I guess it was probably, I don't know, 4 months ago. I think on the other channel, Ouachita Mountain Living, that's my main channel. I had made a video, and I believe the title was Why I'm Single After 50. Why I like to be single after 50. Something like that. I went over all the things that made being single and living alone great, and why I chose that life, and still am choosing that life, and still think the way that I did in that video. It made a lot of people mad, and just being honest. But there are times, I will tell you, there are times I wish I wasn't single. And one of them times was yesterday. Now, I had to perform a task that I've only performed one other time in my entire life. And I had bad memories of that. But I knew it had to be done again, because otherwise I'd have to go find a girlfriend. And this will make you ladies mad, the reason and what it is. But it's true. 90% of the time, maybe 98% of the time, you ladies perform this task. Us men never have to do it. And it sucked. And it is one of the worst jobs you have to do in your household. All right, I'll quit beating around the bush. It's cleaning the refrigerator out. Most of you might be thinking, well, what's so hard about that? It sucks, man, especially if you're over 50. You got to take everything out of the refrigerator. You got to have a cooler handy. I have my electric cooler. You got to take the ketchup out. You got to take the sour cream, the iced tea, and anything else that you've collected. And believe me, there were some things in there I didn't know about. That's the scary part of it. Well, I got everything out. The next thing you got to do is remove the shelves, because if you don't, you're not going to get under the little cracks where all the food seeps into, and you're going to be hunched over and hurt your back. So pulled out the shelves, which are solid glass. My refrigerator is 25 years old. Yep, one of the good ones. I pull out all the shelves, and I get a bucket of soap and water. And I get my little knee pad down, and I sit down on there, and I'm in there, and I sopped it up real good so that I could come back in a few. See, I ain't stupid. I know how to clean things. So I could come back in a few minutes, and it would all be loosened up, and, you know. And there were some green furry things back in the back. I don't know how long they was in there. I found some dishes that I'd been looking for several months. It was nice to get them back after soaking them in hot bleachy water for 9 hours. I think they're still good. After getting all the shelves and the bars that go across, where you put the butter and your ketchups and stuff, and getting it all scrubbed out, it was time to fill the sink with some water, scrub the shelves off. Well, the shelves are about this wide, and you can't put them in the sink, so you got to kind of balance them up there. Water spilling all over me, all over the floor. So now I got to clean the floor too. Finally, I get all these shelves clean, dried off, shined up, and it's looking nice. I almost made a video. I was so proud of the job I did on this refrigerator. It was nice. It still is. I open it up about every 10 minutes looking at it. It's only the second time I've done it in the 11 years I've had the refrigerator. It got pretty bad. I get everything put back in the fridge, put the bars back on the door where all the, holds the gallon of tea and whatever else I put in there. And I'm just like, man, next time I'm going to buy a new one. It's just going to be easier just to buy a new one, but here's the problem with that. Okay? There's reasoning behind everything. And the whole time I'm doing it, I'm thinking, well, if you had a woman, they can't handle stuff like that. They would not put up with that, and it would be clean all the time. They'd probably wipe it out once a week. Therefore, you would never have to take everything out because, guys don't do that. I'd never lived anywhere long enough to have to clean the fridge out. And when I was renting an apartment, I'd leave. I wouldn't clean it. They'd keep my deposit. It was worth it. But that ain't the case anymore. I gotta clean it. It's one of the reasons I got rid of my stove, the big range with the stove. So I don't ever have to clean the oven or pull the burners off and wipe all that crap. Got myself one of them 2-burner induction tops. Works great. Very easy to clean. I don't have to get on my hands and knees and stick my head in the oven and scrub like a mad maniac trying to get that crap from the old frozen pizzas of the day out of there. Nope, I just got rid of the whole stove. More people should do that. Oven cleaner's bad for your lungs. But that was one of the few times I was thinking, man, it'd be nice to not be the only one in this household. I didn't have a problem cleaning it 5 years ago, but it could have been her turn. And now it's your turn again. And it's going to be my turn again in another 5 years. Because I'm not buying a new fridge. The problem with that is they don't last more than a year or two. You go out and spend $1,500, $2,000 on a fridge. I don't care if it's got Bluetooth. It ain't going to last more than 2 years because it's a piece of crap made in China. So I will be happy to clean it in another 5 years. I figure if that thing keeps lasting, I only got to clean it another 2 or 3 times in my life. Because I ain't going to live that much longer. Those are some of the things that's good to have somebody around for. There's other things. Like you may be doing something totally wrong. Someone else might know that and tell you before you make a mistake and do something wrong. But I've always figured it out being alone. I might make a mistake, but I'll figure it out eventually that, well, I did it wrong. The difference is if you have a woman here, if I had a woman here and she caught me doing something wrong, doing something the wrong way, she ain't never going to let me ever forget it. You remember when you did that last time you did that? It's like something in their memory that's typed in. You may not hear about it for a long time, but it's in there. It's coming out, and it's going to remind you sooner or later. But now, even if I clean the refrigerator wrong, it don't matter. Because there's nobody that's going to tell me it's wrong. In the end, it was clean. It was as clean as anybody could get it. The only problem is, I didn't do the freezer. I should have did it all at once when I had the gumption. I figure it's going to be another year or 2 before I get to the freezer. It had some stuff in there, see, that's my excuse. But the freezer is not nearly as bad as the refrigerator was, so we can live with that. And plus, that stuff's frozen. There's no germs in a freezer. Germs can't live when it's frozen. That's my reasoning there. A woman would say nonsense and wipe it out anyway. But I say the germs can't live in there. Same thing with your oven. Once you turn it on and heat it up, even if it's filthy, it kills all the germs. As long as it's still heating up, you ain't got to clean that thing. Women make you do a lot of unnecessary things around the house. Also, man, I'm on a roll too, because yesterday I was vacuuming. I even got under the stairs and in them corners where the spiders like to live. And I got down in there and I got all them out. It's clean in there. I like going in there when it's clean like that. Because, men live like slobs. Most of us do. It's just the way we are. You wouldn't believe where roosters, I call them rooster balls. It's all her little fur that somehow seems to drift into a certain corner and then form into a huge ball. She's just a little dog. But a couple of years worth of that gathering up under the stairs, that'll clog your vacuum up, man. I'm telling you. Now, if I had a woman in the house, that would probably never collect. They might even brush her once a week and give her a bath once a month. She don't like baths because she's used to being with me. My dogs would never adapt to a woman in the house. I don't think they would. They're used to me. They don't mind if I make mistakes. They don't mind if I get a little dirty. Now, something else is coming up on the horizon that I'm going to have to do soon. And that's clean the shower. Now that I do at least once a year. I get this stuff and I spray it on there. Open the windows. Spray it on there, let it soak. Come back and I'll do a little scrubbing. I got this scrubber on a big stick and I scrub it. Then I'll spray a little more of that stuff. Usually that's a pretty simple job, but it takes time. But I believe I'm going to have to buy a new shower curtain this time because it's standing up on its own. Women don't put up with that. They'll have them fancy shower curtains in there with the two kind. You got the liner and then the cloth one. I just got the liner. It's all you need. Women make you buy a lot of unnecessary things for the house, like 2 shower curtains. Who ever heard of that? And I just got blinds on my window. But a woman, they got to have these shears and these little clips that hang them back and sconces and man don't need any of that stuff. So being a single man is a whole lot cheaper. And nobody's telling you that you did it wrong. Well, I'm telling you, life is great. So men, don't be afraid to clean out your fridge. Just the whole time you're doing it, just think like I did. And it's going to be okay. It ain't worth going out to get a woman for, okay? Now, there's probably some women out there that are, how dare you assume we would come in and clean your refrigerator? Well, it's woman's work. Just like mopping and sweeping. Oh, I'm just kidding, ladies. Well, it is woman's work. It's hard work. Man, if you've ever cleaned out a refrigerator, it sucks. I put that off, and it was getting so bad. Because when I take things out of the freezer, like ground beef or something that I've had wrapped in foil, why don't I put them on a paper plate and then put them in there to thaw? No, I throw the whole package there, and then the juice melts, and then it goes up into these corners and all over the place. But I should be able to keep it a lot cleaner now that I'm eating carnivore, because there's not a bunch of crap going in there that used to be. I couldn't tell you the last time I had leftovers, because I usually eat a steak or something like that. So it should stay clean. But, if you have an older one like I do, hang on to it, because those last. I mean, mine's 25 years old. I know it's 25 years old because I bought it at the pawn shop. I bought it off a customer in 2013. And I had a house in town for a short while, and I had it there. And and that was 11 years ago, and it was 10 years old when I bought it. It says on the back. So, yeah, it's over 20, 25 years old now. And they don't make them like that no more. So, ladies, didn't mean to offend you. I didn't really have a subject, but there you go. You heard about my semi-decade refrigerator cleaning out, and happy trails.